Hey, what's up guys, Cyrus here, and I have for you guys a raiding guide for 10-man normal mode in the new raid Dragon Soul. The boss is Yor'sahj the Unsleeping. Yes, it's him himself and all of his colorful globules of blood glory. And don't let his rainbow colored ads fool you. This guy can be one tricky mother to deal with. But with a little help, we'll be on our way, so let's get right into it. Yor'sahj is a one-phase encounter, though due to his many different ads that he can spawn in different combinations, things can be drastically different from time to time. For this fight, we used 2 tanks, 3 healers, and 5 balanced DPS. Alright, let's look at some abilities here. First off, we have Void Bolt. Yor'sahj is going to hit his primary target with Dark Energy, dealing 90,000 shadow damage and then an additional 5,000 shadow damage every 2 seconds. And this effect does stack, and that is the reason why we bring 2 tanks. Our tanks switched off at 3 stacks, though it's up to your raid leader to decide how many stacks would be appropriate. Periodically throughout the fight, Yor'sahj will summon 3 randomly chosen blood ads. There's a few things to keep in mind about these ads. One is that he will choose 3 different colors every single time. There will never be multiple of the same color spawned at the same time. And as designated by the different colored patches found on the outsides of the room, any given ad will spawn on its colored patch. It is imperative that you have someone in the raid designated to call out what color for the raid to focus down, that it be done very quickly and very efficiently. As due to the current levels of gear, there isn't a whole lot of time for dilly-dallying. Another ability we're looking at here is called Fusing Vapors, and basically it allows the blood ads to heal other nearby blood ads as they're being attacked, which doesn't really become a factor at all, but when you do kill one of the blood ads, it makes the other 2 become invulnerable to any sort of attack. There are a total of 6 different color ads, and each time Yor'sahj summons them, he will choose 3 random ones. Now this is a very important part of the fight, and so we will look at each color in depth here and see what kind of effect it will have on the fight. First up is the yellow ad, or the glowing globule, and for this, Void Bolt now also becomes an AoE attack, which does an additional 36,000 shadow damage to all nearby players, in addition to its normal effects on the primary target. Other than that, also all his cooldowns will be reduced by 50%, and he will attack 50% faster. If the blue ad, or Cobalt globule, reaches Yor'sahj, he will gain the ability to spawn a Mana Void ad, and upon spawning, the Mana Void will very quickly leech all the mana from nearby healers and casters. Therefore, it needs to be DPS down as quickly as possible, and as the Mana Void nears death, all the casters and healers need to be in nearby range of the Mana Void as it dies, because as it does, it will redistribute all the mana that it leached back out evenly to all casters in the area. And as a side note, if you do see a Cobalt blood ad that will be reaching Yor'sahj, you should save any sort of mana regen cooldowns that you have, because after the effect happens and you do lose all your mana, you are then free at that point to pop any kind of regen cooldowns and get your mana back.
If the red ad, or crimson globule, reaches Yor'sahj, he will sear the blood of 3 random allies. This will be inflicting fire-based damage, and it will be greater the farther you are away from Yor'sahj, so you want to make sure you stick close to him if a red ad reaches him. If a black ad, or dark globule, reaches Yor'sahj, he will gain the ability to summon many Forgotten One ads. These Forgotten One ads have an ability called Psychic Slice, and this ability focuses on one player and channels a wave of psychic energy that deals a base of 35,000 shadow damage. If a green ad, or acidic globule, reaches Yor'sahj, he will cause the stomach lining to secrete digestive acids to hit a player for 60,000 nature damage, as well as flashing to nearby allies within 4 yards. If a purple ad, or shadowed globule, reaches Yor'sahj, he will then cause deep corruption to spread to every player in the raid. This stacking debuff causes every 5th healing or absorption effect to cause a detonation, which will be inflicting 50,000 shadow damage to every player. Keeping all these adds in mind, it's easy to see how this fight can get pretty complex and a little confusing. And due to the random nature of the encounter as it differs from pull to pull, it is going to be a little difficult to be able to give you a straightforward guide of which slimes to kill and which not. However, this is largely based on your raid composition and up to your raid leader how he wants to deal with it. I'll just give you a few pointers based on some of the more problematic color combinations that we ran into. For the most part, we stuck to a pretty standard kill order of purple over green over yellow. A lot of people will prioritize green over purple, which that's fine also. Just with our raid to make the healing easier, we decided to go ahead and kill purple whenever it was up. Alright, for the first troubling combination, we have purple, yellow, and green. Now if you're following our kill order, you're going to be taking out purple, which means you're going to have to let yellow and green both absorb. And the problem here is that with yellow, you're going to have to stack up an AoE heal with all the void bolts now going to be hitting the entire raid, as well as hitting the tank twice as fast. So this can be difficult, along with the fact that with green you have to spread out, or else you're going to be taking a lot of additional damage. Another very bad combination you're not going to want to deal with is yellow, red, and green. Now, yellow and red both call for you to stack up and do a lot of AoE healing, while green asks for you to spread out. So you're going to have to take out green, but definitely have healing cooldowns and defensive cooldowns saved up for this, because as yellow and red hit, there's going to be a crap ton of AoE damage going out. Other than that, pretty much any color combination with purple, green, and any other color is going to be at least semi-difficult if you're doing it our way, because you're going to kill purple, which is going to leave something asking for you to stack up and something asking for you to spread out. So just keep that in mind and deal with it appropriately. Another thing to always keep at the forefront of your mind is how the other two slimes are going to work in conjunction with each other, and knowing which ones are coming when you're focusing one down, having in your mind what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to spread out, you're going to have to stack it, you're going to have to kill ads, you're going to have to kill a mana void. Just having all these things in your head ready to go, so that way as soon as you kill that slime, you can get it ready for action.